What's going on, sports fans across the world? It's your man behind the mic, K. Rich, bringing you the updates and the hottest news in sports. Okay, we're going to get to it, folks. I know everybody's waiting to talk about it. Everybody has it on their mind, and that trade is something huge. It's out the blue, but we knew it was coming. And now it's here. It has happened. But we didn't know all the pieces. So let's first talk about the things leading up to the trade. James Harden, not showing up to training camp. Videos and pictures floating of him out in the strip clubs, and he's partying up. He's dropping $100,000 to rappers for their birthday, and in a picture with a rapper with a floor full of honey buns, and it's just a complete circus. And yes, Houston, you have a problem. You had a problem, and I think right now, Brooklyn Nets have been willing to inherit a lot of problems, even with the baggage that Kyrie Irving brought from Cleveland to Boston, from Boston to Brooklyn. They've been willing to inherit it with hopes that it'll pay off. The thing that happened was yesterday, we watched the Los Angeles Lakers, humiliate. They humiliated the Houston Rockets. It got to a point where LeBron was taking bets on the side with teammates. He looked at Dennis Schroeder, he said, "Hey, what you just say to me?" And Dennis said, "I bet you won't hit it." From the corner, LeBron gets the ball, shoots it. He doesn't even watch it go in. What does LeBron do? He turns around and says, "Bet I won't what?" And he took the bet right there. He took the bet. And he knocks it down. He didn't even watch the ball go in. That's how much fun they were having at the expense of the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets were looking so bad, they were out of sync. James Harden still get his couple of points. And if you look at the Houston Rockets, their roster, they have some ammo. They have a lot of ammo on that team. They put together some great pieces, but if you don't have that one piece willing to make it all work, it's not going to work. It's going to fail. It's going to crumble. And James Harden had so much control and so much power out there in Houston, it crumbled. And I think the last straw was watching LeBron James take that shot, turn around, and say, "You bet I won't what?" to his teammate. And it goes in, and they're running around all on the court. They didn't even get a technical foul. They didn't even get a technical. The referees was like, "This is a joke anyway. Just finish the game." Houston is a bunch of bums. Get them out of here. Let's finish this game. Let's get back out of here and go enjoy our lives. This is miserable refereeing this game. That's what the referees were thinking. This is miserable. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, this is crazy. So today I get an alert. James Harden will now be a part of the Brooklyn Nets. Excuse me. I don't want to send him back to Houston again. He will now be a part of the Brooklyn Nets. And I think to myself, like, whoa, wait a minute. What did they give up? What did Brooklyn give up? Let me do a rundown. Brooklyn gave up Jared Allen, Taurean Prince. Fine, those guys. Jared Allen, I like him. Great finisher at the rim. He's a heck of a rim protector. He was one of the catalysts the last few years to have people rethinking about going to the rack against Brooklyn. He's gone. Taurean Prince, he provided a heck of a spark. Coming off the bench, he played some decent defense. He did a couple of things, that you need as a role player. I think of those two, Jared Allen's going to be the most missed. The biggest piece that they gave up, and I do not understand, besides the several draft picks. I had to go to this. Okay. So, Brooklyn, they gave up the 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2026 first round pick. If you look at the Boston Celtics right now, the people in Boston can thank Brooklyn for giving up everything. They just gave up everything for, who was it? Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce. It was 76-year-old Kevin Garnett, 75-and-a-half-year-old Paul Pierce. They got 71-year-old Joe Johnson. Who else did they get? AARP, Darren Williams. You know, he was running around on one impossible. He didn't even have a full set of wheels out there playing. And Brooklyn, it was terrible. It just didn't look right, and it tanked. So they gave up Karis LeVert, the heart and soul of the Brooklyn Nets. They gave up Karis LeVert. They used to call him Baby Durantula. Karis LeVert, the heart and soul. I mean, if you ever watch Karis LeVert play, you know every time he went out there, he played with his heart and soul for the Brooklyn Nets. He got busy. He's a scoring machine, isolation monster. He is now a part of the Indiana Pacers. Indiana, they gave up Victor Oladipo. He's going to mesh in the backcourt with John Wall. I think that's going to be a heck of a backcourt, along with Eric Gordon and DeMarcus Cousins, P.J. Tucker, Christian Woods. Houston has some pieces over there. And I think those guys are going to perform a lot better. I think the ball movement, I think the camaraderie, I think they're going to have a lot of things going on in Houston now that they got rid of the cancerous piece. You know, during the press conference when James Harden made the statement about, you know, they're not good, it was just, you know, they don't have the best players, and whatever he said, you know, it was just total disrespect.
I mean, this situation is crazy. You know, it's something that I don't think can be fixed. So, yeah, thanks.
He just tried to make sure he was traded. And again, LeBron James put the icing on the cake. When he shot that three in the corner, that was it. Houston Rockets were literally like, we have to do something, and they did something today. They gave up everything that, you know. They said, hey, Brooklyn, what do you want? What do you want for him? What do you give us your best shot? And Brooklyn said, we're going to give you 22, 24, 26, 23. The Rolls Royce that are one of our minority owners, stakeholders has. We'll give you his Rolls Royce, 2 ex-wives, and a pair of thongs. And they sent it on to Houston, and Houston said, here, you can have them. Good luck. Now, in the meantime, like I said, Jared Allen and Taurean Prince, they went to Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a 4-team trade. Cleveland, Houston, Indiana, and Brooklyn. Brooklyn got James Harden solely. Karis LeVert goes to Indiana for the 2023 second round. Houston got Dante Exum. What's his name? Karuk, whatever his name. He's not really important. They got a bunch of first round pick swaps. So it's going to be huge to see what goes on in Brooklyn, because now you have a guy who's outspoken, and he really will bring your whole franchise down. And James Harden, he hasn't really proven that he can win titles. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they both have a title. Now, did they bring that piece in to hopefully lure back Kyrie Irving to play and chase the championship? What we're looking at right now is, did Brooklyn panic and make this move to bring Kyrie Irving back to the surface? You know, they're stating that he's off the grid or whatever they want to call it. Right now, you know, he was at the party dancing with his little sister, enjoying family time at a birthday party. So, you know, the NBA says, hey, you need to be out here playing ball with us and abiding by the new adjustment or revision of the rules. So, in my opinion right now, it's championship or bust for the Brooklyn Nets. You have Kevin Durant. He's averaging 29.9, fresh off Achilles injury. You have James Harden, who's averaging about 24.8 points per game. You have Kyrie Irving averaging about 27.1 points per game. So you have over 80 points right there. Sitting right there, you have over 80 points. And this is the thing about that. It means nothing unless you can hoist that O'Brien. Can they hoist the O'Brien at the end of the season? There's a lot of NBA players tweeting about the trade, how much firepower is over there. But I think without Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert coming off the bench, Jared Allen, I think that for the long haul, Brooklyn may have given up too much. But they do have Kevin Durant. And I don't care what anyone says. Kevin Durant's going to make about 38, 39 million this year. James Harden's due about 40, and Kyrie Irving just did, I think, 4 years, 140 million. So, if you look at the numbers, they're paying a lot of luxury taxes over there in Brooklyn. But it's championship or bust. They have no other option. They have nothing else to do but to get the championship. Will they rise to the occasion? Will they be able to take over the East? Because if you look at the East, there's some firepower over there in the East. You may not see it, you may not understand. Besides just Boston and Milwaukee, there's a lot of teams over there that are still competing in the East. I think the Pacers did put themselves in a better position. You're lining up Karis LeVert with Dominique Sabonis, Miles Turner, the guys over there in Indiana. They have a nice nice squad over there. Malcolm Brogdon, he's a heck of a two-way player. He's a heck of a two-way player. He's going to give you a lot of energy. So with Karis bringing that extra firepower on the scoring end and great leadership,
start with a stop right here.
Karis LeVert doesn't get enough credit for being a heck of a leader. Very vocal and verbal out there when he plays. He leaves it all out on the line. I think Indiana made a surprise move because I think they've gotten all that they were going to get out of Victor Oladipo. I think Oladipo with a fresh John Wall is going to be a problem out west. Christian Wood. They're going to make some moves over there in the West. I think they're going to be very competitive. We're looking at the Joker. He's carrying Denver. Jamal Murray, he needs to go back to Disney World because he hasn't been the same without playing rec ball. A lot of those guys look great playing rec ball. And if you remember, the Brooklyn Nets under Coach Jacques Vaughn, who should be a head coach right now, they went crazy in the bubble. Karis LeVert, those guys were doing just amazing in the bubble. And now we're looking at things like, hey, they have James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and Joe Harris. Can't forget Smoking Joe. Can they do it? Can they come out of the East? That's going to be a big question. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to monitor all the activity over there in Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn in the house? Without a doubt. But Houston, you have gotten rid of your problem. So let me know what y'all think. Give me your opinion on who got the best of the trade today, the 4-team trade. Who do you think is going to come out the East? Who do you think is going to come out the West? And what do you think all four of the teams are going to fare this year at the end of the season going to playoff? Will all four of those teams make it to the playoffs? Do you think Houston's going to be one of the top 8 out there in the West? Do you think that Brooklyn Nets is going to come together and win the East? Do you think Indiana Pacers are going to be a team to reckon with in the East with the addition of Karis LeVert? And do you think the Cleveland Cavaliers have a chance of actually improving defensively with Taurean Prince and Jared Allen? Go ahead and drop me a couple of comments. Let me know what you guys think. Until the next time, folks, Mistaken World TV, sports, and I want to make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep y'all up to date, like I said. And please, please add us on Instagram and make sure you add us on YouTube. Mistakenworldtv _sports on Instagram, and Mistakenworldtv Sports on YouTube. Check us out, holler back at us, and until the next time, my friends, keep it classy and put some lotion on so you don't be ashy. Peace.
Zeroed Out Entertainment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champion pedigree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champion pedigree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Champion pedigree.
Hey, East Paul.
Champion pedigree. Ain't no one ahead of me. Fella, you testing me. You getting the best of me. Champion pedigree. Ain't no one ahead of me. Fella, you testing me. You getting the best of me. Warrior creed, defeating my rivals. Kneel to the king, the crown is my title. Ready for war, my anger is primal. Doctors run in, start checking their vitals. The greatest of all, I'll never be moved. Knowing the call, you're meeting your doom. Focus 100, this ain't for the fame. Whenever I win, they chanting my name.
Hey, East Paul.
Champion pedigree. Champion pedigree. Champion pedigree. Champion pedigree. Yeah.
Zeroed Out Entertainment.